Okay, so Internet of Things and Planetary Intelligence. What on earth is that? Okay, so let's keep going. So first of all, I want to introduce some terms for the IoT. Most of you will know this. So I started off in IoT working in the international stage, God, 25 years ago. We're actually started working with Fortune 30 companies such as ARM Holdings. Everybody heard of ARM? Best low power microprocessor producer in the world. Ahead of Intel, who was struggling in IoT. Just changed their strategy around IoT. And this is, one of the things we had to do was try and educate the actual audiences around what the hell is IoT, because it's quite confused. So if you keep pressing a few buttons, we're going to see some different terms for IoT. You hear Internet of Everything, which sort of, I think Cisco talks about Internet of Anywhere. Industrial Internet, that's from the men. We're not really imaginative, right? So industrial Internet, what the hell's that? Keep going. Machine to machine, Internet of Sensing, and then just one more click, Internet of Consciousness. And we're going to start to see consciousness with the rise of big data and artificial intelligence happening in about 15 to 20 years. So when you see all these different terms, right, it's really under the umbrella of Internet of Things. Industrial Internet really is about making our manufacturing and our various other product creation processes more efficient, really, and energy generation processes. But these are sort of terms you'll come across, and then you'll start to see more advanced terms coming into the forefront. So this is IoT. Okay, next one. So you're probably all familiar with this, right? It's a third wave of global innovation according to GE. I think everybody accepts that now. Next one. People talk about 50 billion devices. I haven't changed this deliberately because it's gone up and down this figure. If we want to get to 50 billion devices for 2020, we have to deploy 13 million IoT sensor devices per day. That ain't happening at the moment. But it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot more than the mobile phones on the planet. It's going to be a lot more than the TVs on the planet. It's going to be a lot more than the cars on the planet. It's going to be about billions of devices. And MIT, Cisco, Intel, whoever you read, some say it's hundreds of trillions, some say it's tens of trillions. It doesn't matter. This is a new global economy through innovation and economic development. Okay. So IoT really is instrumentation or digitizing some parts of the physical world. So Paul is actually instrumenting weather conditions in a particular locale. That is taking unknown data that's in the analog world and make it digital and bringing it into the digital world, because that's where humans have decided to operate. Okay. So it's about billions of cheap sensors located across our planet, and this is the key thing, and I'm going to show you some slides that hopefully will disrupt your thinking around IoT. It's about tweeting. It's about sending little packets of data on a regular basis. It is not about megabytes or gigabytes of information being streamed from a sensor. And effectively, all these sensors are tweeting. They might be in our cities, they might be in our agricultural landscapes, they might be in our rural landscapes, they might be along the I-25, trying to make your life a little bit easier in terms of congestion. It might be, for example, if you've got water sprinkler systems at your home, it's actually linked very simply deployment, and it says, oh, it's going to rain today, there's no need to water your lawn. So simple innovations like that. And that innovation, all that data is going to be used by big data and analytic applications that will actually try and make sense of all this data. So oil and gas is probably the biggest IoT, I call it SCADA, business in the world, right? They've been in SCADA for tens of years, right? And they've got an enormous tranche of data, but only 1% is used. So we're going to have all this data, and to your point earlier, is what the hell do we do with it? How do we make meaning out of this data? So analytics and big data are going to be enormous opportunities for innovation in IoT. Okay, next slide. So simply put, the IoT is a sensor in the physical world, keep going, that tweets over a wireless network to an application that sort of makes sense and then basically creates meaning. Very simple example is your smartphone. It has your GPS location, and you might use Google Maps to actually guide you to a particular locale. Or smart parking, there'll be sensors around Denver, Parkify, great company, they're doing smart parking here, where you basically reserve a spot and effectively the phone will guide you there because there's a sensor in that. particular parking spot. Okay, we're going to see one more. Thank you. So we're going to see two types of phenomenon in terms of the sensors communicating wirelessly. We're going to see short range. I don't know what's happening there. Bluetooth, Zigbee will die, and Wi-Fi. These will be the main short-term stuff. And then we're going to see also long range. So this is actually communicating hundreds of feet, so around the home or around your physical locale. But what we're going to see is a lot more long-range wireless technologies. I'm going to explain them to you now. Where a sensor communicates over many kilometers, tweeting its information over long-range wireless. So, next slide. Okay, so I always use this.